how to treat your PCOS naturally using womb yoga therapy. I'm going to share with you some of the signs and symptoms of PCOS. I'm going to guide you some of the ways that you can start to treat this naturally. I work with clients all the time who are suffering with PCOS. My name is Joss of Wild Womb, and I help people feel more empowered in their bodies, heal and find their confidence and freedom again. Don't forget to hit subscribe. I'm sharing practices and tutorials every single week, and I'd love to share it with you. Okay, let's talk about it. PCOS. If you have this, I'm so sorry. How frustrating. Perhaps you're like many people who are really, really frustrated with doctors. Maybe you're being put on medication, but you're not really finding any relief. Is that you? I work one-on-one with clients, and I've witnessed dramatic improvements. It is possible to naturally feel better and to treat this. I'm not replacing the advice of your doctor. I'm simply offering you another solution and something to explore. PCOS is polycystic ovary syndrome. So the cause of it is not fully understood. If you're someone who's experiencing no period whatsoever or really sporadic periods, you could have PCOS. Here are some more signs and symptoms of PCOS. Increased testosterone and low estrogen. Excess body hair and acne. Fertility issues. If you're experiencing PCOS, you are experiencing numerous small cysts and a thickened surface layer in your ovaries. Often what happens if you go to doctors and you are someone who, maybe has PCOS, or you're also experiencing fertility issues, they will put you on fertility drugs like Clomid. Clomid is just stimulating your ovulation. Sure, this is a little solution, but what I hear often from clients that are working with their doctor, trying to heal, trying to feel better, is they're very frustrated and they're very confused. Now, here's what I've discovered almost with every client I've worked with, or even just women that I've chatted with. Almost all of them do not have any form of practice to emotionally and spiritually connect to their womb. Nothing. And in yogic philosophy, there's a mind-body-spirit connection with everything in life. And especially when you think about illness, it is never just a physical experience. You are also experiencing this emotionally and spiritually. So when you're looking to treat PCOS, it is not enough to simply treat the physical experience by going to the doctor and hoping that this is going to completely sort it. There must also be a space for you to explore the emotional and the spiritual healing of your womb. Why do we ignore this? It's not your fault if you're like, oh, I never thought to do that. We just don't really live in a society that is guiding people with wombs to have this emotional, spiritual connection, to tap into this space. So that's why I'm here to share it with you. I will share a load of practices in a moment, but when I say spiritual and emotional practices, some of the things that I guide my clients to do is journal tracking, awareness, aligning with the moon phases, writing letters to your womb, sort of healing the inner child, and loads more. So it's very simple practices, but they allow this sort of emotional and spiritual connection and release. Okay, so how can yoga therapy be a natural remedy to treat your PCOS? When you explore yoga therapy, you are exploring a biopsychosocial approach, which means when you're looking at PCOS, you're looking at how it affects you physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It's the full package of your healing. Now, when you commit to this daily practice, which is the emotional, spiritual, and physical healing of your womb, things can shift dramatically. So here's an example of a suggested yoga therapy daily practice that I would give to a client, so you have an idea. Keep in mind that anyone of all ages and body types can do these practices. So I would invite the client to have a practice every day to bring awareness to their period cycle via a journal tracking exercise. Now, of course, not everyone is bleeding. So if that's you, I would offer different exercises, but it would start with just this daily awareness of your cycle, the day of your cycle, and some of the qualities of how you're feeling. This is a super simple practice, but it starts to build that emotional, spiritual connection. Next, to access more of the physical healing would be a womb yoga practice that you can explore every day. Womb yoga helps you facilitate a positive relationship with your period cycle and with your womb. This style of yoga is trauma-informed, and it is such a compassionate approach to having a holistic practice to connect to your body, which is really honoring your feminine anatomy. So it's quite different from like a regular yoga class that you would go to. So all the practices would help you build that cycle awareness and that awareness to your womb. So some poses that I would introduce would be kind of based on your pelvic range of motion, connecting to your pelvic muscles. So just think of a yoga that's very hyper-focused on your pelvis, your womb, your pelvic muscles. So you start to build this like really loving relationship with her. The next part in the daily practice that I would suggest to a client who is taking this healing journey is to start to really understand and learn about your period rhythms. So your period cycle, you go through phases. I call this your seasons. And every month you are going through 4 seasons, your fall, winter, spring, and summer. And each little quadrant, each little season has a lot to discover when it comes to your energy, to your power. Each season requires different needs from you, whether it be, you gotta rest right now, or you gotta use that energy, or like, damn, you're in your power right now. So I would offer kind of teachings and tutorials to help the client better understand each season and how to nurture it. So it's just like building, again, a deeper relationship. Overall, when I'm working with anyone who is treating PCOS, I'm helping them treat their bodies with more respect and compassion. You'd be amazed at how this can really transform your health, of just having that deeper connection with self. Also, in yogic philosophy, when you think about illness or disease, it's really about having an imbalance and not being connected to all of you. So in the yoga therapy, you are finding that oneness, that connection, mind, body, soul, bringing it all together. And when you have that balance, that connection to all of you, your health really, really transforms. So that's it. If you are suffering with PCOS, I'm so sorry. It can get better. If you're frustrated with doctors, again, I get it. I've heard it before from so many clients. Start here. Start with these natural remedies. I have lots of free resources for you to get you started. Womb meditations, womb yoga nidra. And I work one-on-one with clients every single day, online and in person. I am here for you. You don't have to do this alone. And your PCOS can get better. Thank you so much.